Hello, I'm Guelda Redmond, and this is Elevating Women in Business podcast, where I share tips and strategies to help your business grow. And sometimes we speak to business women to learn from their lived experience. Welcome to Season 2. Hello, I'm Guelda Redmond, the founder of the BC Women's Business Network and the host of Elevating Women in Business. My leadership team and I have been chatting about community a lot lately. And I realize there's something I hear from women constantly. I'm doing all the things, but my business still feels messy, overwhelming, and scattered. And I want you to know that doesn't mean you're failing. Usually it means two things are missing: clarity and support. This is so common with women entrepreneurs. We always feel like we're juggling our marketing, our clients, all of the admin work, planning and scheduling social media, caring for our family, and all of the emotional labor that comes from trying to balance everything. We as women often carry invisible loads that nobody else sees. And we often feel like we're doing everything. So why does my business still feel so scattered? But we need to remember that busy does not equal clear. Many of us are reacting instead of leading. Sometimes something pops up that feels important and you rush to take care of it without evaluating its importance. Is it part of my goal for today? Operating without defined priorities, connected systems, focused direction, and support. We're trying to consume too much advice online that ends up just distracting us and keeping us from achieving our goals. Constantly pivoting creates chaos. We chase the next shiny object instead of holding fast to what we're currently doing. Lack of confidence causes overcompensating by keeping us in a constant state of, what if I'm doing it wrong? Fear of missing opportunities means that we chase the next course or strategy instead of finding one and sticking to it. Any strategy takes time to work, and listening to business gurus who are always trying to say their way is the only way throws more confusion into your plans. Saying yes to too many things because you don't want to miss out or be left behind. If everything feels important, nothing becomes intentional. It's like trying to build a house while running between hardware stores every 10 minutes. So, what would it actually look like if my business felt clear and organized? You wake up and you start your day knowing what matters, what your priorities are, who you serve, and what you offer. You stop second guessing every decision that you've made. Your marketing becomes simpler because you aren't changing everything all the time. You have a clear message to a clear ideal client. You repeat what works and tweak as needed instead of constantly reinventing from scratch. Your calendar feels intentional, and you know that at the end of the day, you will have accomplished something. You have boundaries, and you're confident in enforcing them. You feel calmer mentally because you're letting go of the mental load that isn't serving you. And this is an important point. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates consistency, and consistency creates growth. A clear business feels lighter. You may be asking, where do I even start if I want to simplify everything? So, what I would tell you is step one, reconnect with your vision. Why did you start? What kind of business do you actually want? And step two, clarify your core offer. What are you best at? What are people coming to you to solve? What creates results? And what's profitable? This is important because a business that isn't profitable is a hobby. Step three, identify what's draining you. What unnecessary tasks can you drop? Where am I overcomplicating my offers? Am I offering too much, too many options? Are you feeling pressure to be on every social media platform? Are you comparing yourself to another person's journey? We usually just see the end success, but not the grueling work it took to get there. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. Step 4 should simplify your priorities. Choose one audience, one ideal client to focus on. Choose one core message and put that on repeat. Choose one next step. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just choose your next best step. Step 5, get some support. Find a mentor who is successful and supportive and willing to share their knowledge. Find a person or group who you can look to for accountability. Find a community of like-minded women, some ahead of you in their journey and some behind. A group where sharing and learning together while building connections and opportunities is the goal. Find collaborations that are mutually beneficial and give you the opportunity to expand your network and your experience. Clarity usually comes through conversation, not isolation. And you may wonder if other women go through this, what actually happened to them? And I want you to know that almost every successful woman I know has gone through this. If you bring up an issue in your community, I guarantee someone will have been through it. The benefit of community is a chance to learn from someone else's mistakes and also learning from their successes. But many women think they're the only one struggling, so they hold back. They don't feel comfortable sharing. They don't ask questions, and they feel like everyone else is doing so much better than them. But when you build relationships and you bring your authentic self to meetings, you learn so much that you would never learn if you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable. This is why a woman-only group is important, because it's much less intimidating. Women know what women go through. And I want you to remember that isolation magnifies overwhelm. We're always our own worst critic. And when we don't have a tribe of amazing women behind us to help, support, and encourage us, it's really easy to feel completely defeated and give up. So, how did they find success? Finding a community where they know they belong and don't feel like they have to fit in. Having people cheer on their successes, even if they're just small. And women who are reflecting back their strengths that may not be as visible to themselves. When you are in a group of women, they see how amazing you are, and they will tell you that, even and especially when you don't see it yourself. Having a group that will hold you gently in accountability, encouraging you to keep going and get it done. women who mentor each other, even those in the same business, because we believe that there is room for everyone and we want to see success for everyone. They've learned to simplify their offers based on educated and experience-based thoughts shared by their community. They learn to stop comparing themselves because they realize that we all go through the same issues. We have all learned through trial and error, and everyone's journey is filled with potholes. They have learned that by creating a strong structure, they're not floundering because they have a clear foundation and goals. And they have learned to say no. No to the shiny objects and pitches that threaten to pull them off track. Sometimes women don't need more information. They need support processing the information they already have. Dig deeper where you are, find that support, and then stick to it. Some of us stay stuck in this cycle for too long, and probably some of the reasons are fear of making the wrong move, lack of confidence. And confidence doesn't come from learning more or practicing more or thinking about it more. It only comes from doing it. Another reason might be perfectionism, which is another one of those things that we feel like we don't want to do it until we're going to do it absolutely perfectly. And the reality is, perfection comes from doing it as well. Do it wrong, but do it. And you will learn, and you will grow, and you will build that perfection. Maybe we're trying to prove ourselves. We're trying to prove to ourselves that we can do it. We're trying to prove to others. Maybe it's fear of visibility. So many women are afraid of putting their own faces, being their own brands, doing their own videos. But knowing and liking and trusting someone means that you see them. And you will be somebody's perfect brand that they want to do business with. Women have been conditioned to do it all. We take it all on our shoulders, and that ends up in burnout. We also are really bad at not asking for help. So lacking support systems that can help us move forward. And when we're not confident, we isolate ourselves. And that all ends up turning into burnout. And we think that if we're working really hard and we're burning out, that's because we're so ambitious. And what it really means is we're not focused. So as women, we're often taught to overgive. We're the nurturers. It's our job. We're taught to overwork because we'll take everything on our shoulders and we'll feel responsible for it, even if it isn't something that is our responsibility. And we undervalue ourselves. We'll often put ourselves as our own lowest priority, and that means our business as well. We allow the needs of others to overshadow our own. That creates scattered energy. You can't build a sustainable business while you're constantly abandoning yourself. So what would I recommend you do right now if you want real support and direction? And my recommendations would be: 1, stop trying to do everything alone. Business was never meant to be built in isolation. Number 2, find an aligned community, women who encourage, women who will collaborate and support, and women that challenge you positively. Number 3, get clear on your next step. Don't worry about all 50 steps. Don't worry about the end goal. Worry about your next right step. Overwhelm often comes from trying to solve the entire future. Number 4, invest in support, mentorship, business coaching, networking groups, training that supports what you're doing, not changing it. Give yourself permission to simplify. Simpler businesses often grow faster. Concentrate on the 1 or 2 offers. And once those are established, then you can add if you want to, but not because you feel like you have to. You don't need more chaos. You need clarity, support, and a space where you can grow. So in closing, scattered is not a personality flaw. It is a sign of lack of clarity, lack of support. Community helps create both. That's why I created the BC Women's Business Network. So I invite you to join our growth community. We are a membership-based organization that is all about helping women find clarity. We have in-person meetings where you can build relationships with women in your area, and we have a ton of online resources and virtual meetings created to help you learn and grow. It isn't about changing strategies. It's about focusing and building on what you're doing. You don't have to figure out everything alone, and you were never meant to. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this resonated with you, and if it did, please subscribe and like. And I invite you to check out our community at www.bcwomensbusinessnetwork.com. This is an amazing group of women who are there to support and encourage each other. We learn from each other, and we grow together. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us. I invite you to subscribe and join us again